says I'm live, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm not huge into the YouTube, but I probably should be, so YouTube, Facebook. Hey guys, what's up? I'm not real sure. Let me just double check here and make sure that we're streaming okay. And then, happy election day. Do you say that? Is that what we say? No, I didn't vote, because no, I don't get into politics on my page here. But no, I did not. So anyways, if you're ignoring the news at the moment, like I am, and laundry, like I am, then hey, it's good to see ya. I'm just checking to make sure we're okay orientation-wise on each camera real quick. So, oh really? I gotta log in every time. I don't know my password. Hopefully I'm horizontal on Facebook. Hopefully I'm horizontal on YouTube. We're just gonna try to check, but if I have to keep logging in, it's not gonna work because I can't log in. Hi. Hey everyone. Oh, that's cute. Can you see me on YouTube? Am I horizontal on the YouTube? Because this is what I look like on the YouTube. To me, so we'll hope for the best and just move on with it. So behind me is this little table that I'm trying to make in the likeness of an old sunken mermaid chest that sold this past summer, and the customer would like one that is coordinating with it. If I could show you a photo of that, I would, but it would probably take me a really long time to pull one up, so I don't know. Maybe we will. Maybe it looks okay. Okay, thank you so much for letting me know that. I've filmed entire live videos in the wrong orientation before, and so it looked really dumb. Anyone watching probably wouldn't have known, except that you can hardly see me in part of it, so it's like if I'm talking about something I'm doing, then it's just not what you're looking at. So that's the only reason anyone who knows. Oh boy, my YouTube feed is just all ridiculousness because my kids use my YouTube, or my little daughter uses my YouTube account to watch videos. So it's filled with very random weird things. But I'm on YouTube. I was trying to find a picture of the old mermaid chest that I'm trying to coordinate. I don't really like to do matchy-matchy. And if somebody wanted matchy-matchy, I'd probably tell them I'll make it coordinate, but I can't do matchy-matchy. I can't let myself do it. I can't even sign on to Etsy right now to show you that. Just trust me, it looked like a sunken mermaid chest, okay? It was cool and molds and all the things. I've been dying to paint this. Finally, I'm gonna paint it. What you see is white primer. I was priming my molds. I don't always do that, but I did this time because there's going to be a lot of stuff on top of them. So I did this time, shot a couple of screws through like these main, little guys right there just for S&G. I like that extra assurance, but it's not necessary to shoot the screws through there. You don't have to do that. I just don't like people calling me later and saying, hey, this fell off. Like, for so many reasons, as you can imagine. But anyway, so I scuff sanded pretty much the rest of this piece. I mean, I just, with some medium to medium fine grit sandpaper, just to catch the paint. I didn't go crazy. I'm not sanding it down to bare wood. That's not necessary. I'm gonna wipe it down real quick to get my sawdust off with some crud cutter. It says crud cutter, but it's the gloss off. I buy the gallon jug and I fill it back up in the spray bottle. So it's crud cutter, but it's the gloss off kind. It's not a replacement for sanding. It's not going to replace sanding. Nothing is that magical, but it does help get a little bit of the gloss off. So it's helpful in making your paint stick. I'm not going to do the very, very top of this today because it's just going to be, I think, straight black. And that's not really fun just to watch somebody paint black, right? Like that's not very, you know how to paint, you use a paintbrush, you can paint black, okay, I would imagine. But if not, we can take it back to the basics on a different video if you want to learn how to just paint solid black. But today is going to be fun. We're doing the fun. We're doing the fun. So So I'm going to start from the top down. I wish I could show you the chest that I was speaking of because it's mostly navy blue that's almost black. It's a very dark navy. So it's almost black, and then it's got some greens and stuff in it. This is going to have the same greens and navy, but I want to add some kind of a metal look around the top, so almost like the submarine. And if you happen to catch my last video on Facebook, my last live, like, I'm not assuming anyone watching this has seen that, but if you happen to catch it, you would know that I'm talking about this part, making it look like a little bit of a submarine kind of look. It's not going to be an exact submarine. No, I know submarines don't just have random pipes all over them. It's the feel. Okay, I'm going for the feel, the vibes, the gestalt is what we would call it in the art world. But I guess kids these days are saying, I wanted to give submarine. Okay, like creepy, grungy, rusty, crusty, give submarine vibes. Okay, that's what we're giving. Under the sea, if you will. Also, I don't know what I did with it, but also on my last video, you may or may not remember, we did an experiment with some random kitchen ingredients to try to mix up Bobula's oxidation inhibitor, or not inhibitor, catalyst, I guess you would call it, to make metal rust. It's just like peroxide, not apple cider vinegar, white distilled vinegar, salt, and peroxide is what we did. And I put it on some metal leaf, like little metal leaf flakes, just to test it out and see if it would turn. And it did. It turned a green, like a mint green patina. So it dulled the metal, and then it patinaed like a mint green. I don't know where I put it. Now I'm remembering where I put it, and that's not easy to grab. But just trust me, it turned like a mint green patina. So may end up using that on this, may just end up using my glaze. It's like a green patina glaze. It's not an actual rust oxidizer or anything like that. It's just a look, okay, that gives patina. But we're going to start painting this bad boy because it's about that time. Mama's been feeling real sad, and that means it's time to paint. I haven't painted since this primer, okay? That's not even painting, like, people, come on. So first, I'm going to start with my my metallic. We're gonna work our way from the top down. And by top, I mean not the very, very top, like I said, black, but it's just black. But the side around the top is gonna be a metal look. So I'm using Dazzling Aluminum to start off with from Paint Couture. It's a little bit bright for what I'm going for, but this is just the base color coat, whatever you wanna call it, base metallic. It's going to have like glaze and treatments on top of it that are going to make it rusty, under the sea, crusty goodness that I'm talking about. You know what I mean? I know, right? Paint myself happy. You got to. Ain't nobody else painting me happy. I'm going to paint me happy, okay? But a lot of things come first, and therein lies the problem. Everything else comes first for the most part. But for everyone's sake, sometimes you got to make time to paint, because if not, everyone will suffer the consequences. So look at this. Okay, first, let's just ignore how terrible of a paint mother I am by like the edges of my jar. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, that's kind of satisfying picking that off the edge. But yes, I'm a terrible paint mother. No, I don't take really good care of my jars of paint, but isn't that so satisfying? Like, oh my gosh, look at that. Oh my gosh. Oh, so yeah. Oh, look, there's a big old chunk of it right in the middle. Okay. I need to have a talk with myself and figure out what I'm doing with my life and how I'm going to start taking care of my paints better. But can we just talk about how sparkly this is? Like, it's not even dry, and that's when it really, really gets sparkly. Okay, you're not just going to watch me play with paint all day. Like, let's just talk about how sparkly that is. Can you even see that? I don't think you can on this YouTube camera, because I'm using my old iPhone 11. Like, I'm just kidding. You just can't see the HD like you can on this bad boy. I know you guys on Facebook see that right there. Like, you see that, right? Like, you see that? It's good stuff. So anyways, this is what I'm using for the top. Ignore my horrible paint hygiene. I'm not very good at paint hygiene. It's funky in here, but I'm going to use it because it's still usable. Okay, and then I'm gonna go ahead and open all my paints that I'm using. I just like to keep them handy, and check this out. So this little thing right here, I'm not gonna lie, I got this for my utensils when at the oven. This is from the dollar store, okay? Dollar Tree. I use this, I did use it by the stove. You know, you're supposed to set your spoons. It's like a spoon holder or the utensil thing, you know. You set your stir, your soup or whatever, and you put on there and it drips onto here instead of onto your stovetop. Well, I don't really cook that much, so it just sat there collecting dust and whatever because I don't cook that much enough to really warrant this. So I decided I'm using it as a paintbrush holder. So I can stir it, then I can set my brush or my spoon down there and it will drip onto that. Just the same concept as the stove, but for paint, which is something I actually will use. Okay, Dollar Tree, let's go. Dollar Tree, let's go. Okay, look, I can set them all there. Look, I can set them all there. I can set my paintbrush there. I could just pile them up if I wanted. I'm not gonna do that. But anyways, that brings me to our midnight blue. See, I told you I'm not a very good paint mom. Like, look at it. If there's anything usable in here, it would be a miracle. But I bet you there is. So let's do it. I'm going to open up this. Look, I don't even get the lid on so well that I have to use a jar opener. I just lift it off because that's how crusted up it is. But I don't care. My paint's going to work. It's going to be amazing. I've stirred it up fairly recently, like in the past month or so. So I always stir my paints, especially dark ones like this, because the pigments and the micas and things like that that make it colorful or sparkly, it all just kind of sets, you know, over time. It just sets and sets and it, you know, sinks and it chunks up at the bottom. So just give it a good stir, because if you're throwing on your paint and you're wondering why it's not covering very well, most of the time it's probably because you didn't stir it. Or at least not stir it thoroughly. And no, shaking it is not the same as stirring it, okay? So we want it stirred, not shaken. Sorry, 007, but we want it stirred, not shaken. Unless you know it's like a brand new paint and it hasn't settled or something like that. But stir your paint. Wear deodorant and be nice to people, okay? Those are your 3 rules for life. Look at that. Okay. It's practice for actual surfaces where I don't want to get paint, because as you can see, it doesn't matter right here where I lay it. But we're going to start with Midnight Blue from Paint Couture. That's our navy. We've got our dazzling aluminum. I mean, come on. It looks like straight up chrome sitting on the top of this. Like, doesn't that look like straight up chrome sitting on top? I mean, that's freaking delicious. I don't care who you are. That's delicious. And then, let's see, what's next? Next, we got our green color, okay, Opulence. It's just a straight up pretty grass green from Paint Couture. I don't know about the shape this is in either. I'm going to hope it's usable because I don't think I have any more green paint. I am out of black paint, green paint, red paint, yellow paint. Okay, I'm out of mostly every color paint except for blues. I have every color blue imaginable I have got. That's true. That's facts. Look at that. Oh my gosh. They say paint has a shelf life, and yes, it does. They're not wrong, but I'm not going to lie. I like paint that's nearing the end of its shelf life because look how thick it is. That's like pudding thick. That's like delicious. Yeah. Okay. And check it out. Check it out. Check it out. Watch. Boom. No more paint spilled. No more. No more. No more. Well, I shouldn't say that. No more paint dripped. Okay. Up. Let's go up. Let's go up, 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 up. So we're starting at the top. Okay. We're taking it from the top. Taking it from the top. And we're just going to go straight up. Let's do the front first. It's easier to see the front, right, than it is the back. Or I mean the sides for now. So let's do this. Boom. Sorry, trying to adjust my Facebook. We there? We there? Okay, we're there. So we're gonna dive right in. I can't wait to get my brush in this dazzling aluminum. So this might take definitely, okay, when I say might, it will definitely probably take a few coats of some of these colors, because the primer that I used on my molds, I ended up just doing the whole I didn't finish wiping down the furniture. Did you see what I did with my cloth to wipe down my furniture? What did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Sorry. Gloss off. I didn't get my gloss off. Ugh. Let me finish this real quick. I just want to get the dust off this so I'm not painting like just straight up dust. Let's just do it. Okay, so let's see. Boom, gloss off. I'm just dusting it. Get off any sawdust that accumulated. With that bad boy. Okay. There we go. We're feeling better about life. Yeah, boy. Yeah, boy. Okay. So, got a little dust up in that and in my brush. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just wipe that off. So I can tell you the midnight blue paint, which is the navy. That's definitely going to take probably almost 3 coats because it's so dark. It's so dark, and I love paint couture. Don't get me wrong, I love it. Most things will go on in at least 1 to 2 coats, but this midnight blue is the only one that it takes me more than 2 coats usually. And I mean, if it's on bare wood, no, but it's the only color of theirs so far that takes more than 2 coats. And I'm not gonna lie, it's worth it though. It's such a beautiful, rich, deep, like navy blue that it's so worth it. But most dark colors take, anywhere from 2 to 3 coats. And magically, the only one of paint couture that takes 2 to 3 for me is the navy, which is called midnight blue. But that's no big deal. It's a small price to pay for such a rich, deep color. There's the dazzling aluminum. It's over white, so it's going to look a little funky if you can even see it right now. But once that dries, we'll get on another coat, and you'll see the dazzling of the aluminum. The dazzlingness of the aluminum. That's not a word, I know. We're going to stick with the drawers for now. Let's just do that. That's probably a good plan. Because otherwise, I got to take the drawers out, and that'll take me a second to do, okay? Because I keep stuff in the drawers. You don't store things in your project pieces as you're working on them. No, it doesn't take you a year to work on a piece like it does me. Okay, well, whatever. You're better than me. I'm just gonna take this dazzling aluminum, and I'm just gonna go a little bit at this top drawer so that I can kind of blend it down into the background, which I'm calling like the rest of this piece in these drawers are the background. This is like the top, the submarine. We all live in an aluminum submarine type thing. That's what I'm going for. Okay, so let's see. Put my little brush down in this little handy dandy spoon, whatever you call it, spoon thingy. Then I'm gonna go for my midnight blue. Okay, so here we go. So I'm just gonna start painting like the bottom, like 3/4 of this drawer. So 3/4 all the way up is going to be this color, and it's mixing in with the aluminum just a little bit, so that's partially adding to the translucence. But it's about to rain. I feel it, and if not, it's like super humid and super gloomy outside, so probably gonna keep my paint from drying as fast as I want it to. Go figure. But it looks really light, doesn't it? It's that primer underneath that's throwing it off. Okay, it's like not really indicative of what this is gonna look like, FYI, but you shall see. I wish I could fast forward real time, huh? Like real time stuff. But I guess I could always do an edited video. But those things, I never finish half of them because the time it takes to edit them, I lose interest with the ADHD. I will, if I even start to edit my videos, I'm over it in like 2 seconds, and then it's just lost footage. I have so much freaking lost footage. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay, so see how like I'm pouncing. It's because these molds have a lot of detail. Okay, where there's a lot of detail, there's a lot of hidden surfaces, nooks, crannies. You gotta pounce to get in all those little spots. See, I promise you, you'll want to get those spots, because when you finish and you're like, oh, this looks so beautiful, and you're inspecting it, and then you see that little spot where you did not see that little spot and it's still white from the mold or whatever color was underneath it, it's like, ooh, that sucks. That's not a fun feeling. No, ma'am, it's not. See how I'm like kind of just blending it in with that dazzling aluminum color? Not like formally blending it in. I'm just kind of loosely blending it in. And then I'm going to move on to this bottom draw here. And I'm going to just go from the top down so you can see what I'm storing in my drawer. Can you guess what it is? Guess what I'm storing in my drawer? This mold stuff and a kitchen scale that I have been looking for forever to make more molds. Could not figure out for the life of me where I put this kitchen scale that I used to measure out my epoxy, or these molds that I needed for this project. I was just like freaking out. Where did I put that? Eventually I gave up and used one of my other kitchen scales and my other molds and just like worked around the problem. But then I opened this drawer and I was like, oh, that's where I had put that. That happens a lot, like a lot. Sorry, can you see? I hope you can see. And yes, I'm pouncing. I was brushing, you know, the flatter areas, and now I'm pouncing the mold areas, because that's really the only way to get your paint in all those little crevasses, you know, crevices, nooks, crannies, whatever you want to call them. Get them in there. Get them in there. It's getting hot in here. Why is it so hot in here? Is it because I'm like painting? Does anybody else get all hot and winded when they paint like they're working out? Not me, I'm just asking. Just curious. I'm just kidding. I'm not winded yet. It is hot in here though, for real. It's unseasonably hot for November, bro. Like, it's not snowing right now. It's got me mind blown and also thankful at the same time, because although, yes, global warming is definitely real, I don't like the cold, so I'll take it. Global warming got me all warmed up, and I'm not mad about it right now. Save the seals, though. Save the whales, save the seals, save the bees, save all those things. But I'm not cold right now. It's not snowing, so color me happy. Color me pleased. Yes, it does take a while to paint things with molds, because you have to pounce around all those little details and get your paint in there. Part of it. It's just part of it. It's part of it, bro. It's part of it. So now I've got my green. Oh gosh, I use my dazzling aluminum brush. I don't even care. I'm going at it with my green. See? Look at me. Do I look like I care? Use the same brush? No, I don't care. So let's get our green. Let's go. So with our green, it looks like I'm just kind of painting it on all willy-nilly, right? Like I don't really have a rhyme or reason. I mean, I do have a rhyme or reason. It's just not so like hard to understand that it's like it's not crazy. I'm just trying to keep my green shape kind of organic instead of just going straight across with the green. I would like it to take the shape of kind of the molds, you know, so it could be kind of like a shadow encompassing the molds. You know, I want it to have a natural shape, and the best way I can think of is to just kind of take the shape of the molds. Almost like a shadow around them, I guess, is the best way I could put it. So, no straight line across. I mean, that's just, to me, like, that would be weird looking, right? Just to have one strip of green through the bottom with, like, no... Yeah, that'd be weird to me. So we're just going to follow the outline of the molds, basically, till we get it all green. Yes, I'm still pouncing because, yes, I still got all these details on these molds that I know I'm going to miss a spot. Like, I know I am. It's almost impossible not to, but we try. We try the best we can. So the best way to try to miss as few spots as you can when you're painting these molds is I look at it from side to side. I try to look at it from the top down, like that. Oops, see, missed that spot. Missed those spots too. And then I also try to look at it from, let's see, side to side, up, down. I try to look at it from underneath. Definitely missed some spots up under there. Heck yeah, boy. Okay, so let's see. I've got a little bit more to go coming up here. Let's see, just kind of dot that on. Let's go up here. Oh gosh, you're getting into blue. What the heck? I told you I'm staying around my molds, except probably gonna leave out these little guys, these little coins. I'm just gonna leave them out of the green shadowy outline area because they're not disconnected from the whole background, bottom murky, lurky, junky bottom of the sea type deal, but they're not like totally detached from that concept, but they are kind of their own little thing. They're not supposed to fall into the background so much. They're gonna be bright, blingy, and kind of like the shiny coin. You know, all that glitters is not gold. Well, sometimes it's like funky coins at the bottom of the sea. That's kind of where I'm going with those guys. Okay, so let's see. Let's make sure we got our molds on each side. Helps those. Make sure we didn't miss any spots. Okay, boom. Rocking and rolling all night long. Okay, all night long. Rocking and rolling until 10 p.m. 11 sometimes maybe. Okay. We got our green. We're pouncing on our green. Okay, I'm gonna go from underneath to make sure I didn't miss any spots up in there. Sorry, I know I'm in the way, but I'm right-handed, and it doesn't make for a very good video when I'm painting with my right hand on the right side. Okay, got our green. Let's see, missing spots up here. Nah. The side, yes, yes. I missed spots, yes. Oh my god. I must be painting with one eye shut. Maybe in both eyes. What the heck? Yes, one could arguably spray paint this area, but I don't know about you, but I do not like cleaning out my sprayer, my paint sprayer. Like, that is not fun to me. So anytime I'm using like this small of amount of paint in multiple colors, I would need to clean out my sprayer every single time if I just wanted to avoid having to put in the extra work pouncing on. No, just no. No, thank you. They should make a disposable sprayer, like the whole sprayer is just disposable and just pitch the whole, like, anyways, okay, so now as it's drying, can you see the sparkle of the, whatchamacallit, the dazzling aluminum? Are you being dazzled by the aluminum that is dazzling? Yes? No? Maybe so? Okay. Well, as it dries, you will be so dazzled, I'm sure. Okay, let's go back up here and then dazzle a little bit more of that aluminum, okay? So, let's see. Need a new brush for that. Let's do this one. You can use any metallic, really. I use this one because I know it's extra bright, and also, like I said, I'm going to be glazing it with like a dark, like black glaze most likely, and then different rusty type elements. So I really needed it to be pretty bright to begin with, so that when I dull it down, it'll still give silver or iron or steel, whatever submarines are made out of. I'm gonna guess it's some sort of like aluminum steel alloy. It's probably made of some sort of space freaking metal I don't even know about, but whatever. I'm not a metalsmith, so, and I'm not a what do they call them, people that dive, marine biologist. I don't know, just I paint stuff, okay? That's what I do. I paint stuff, that's it. So follow me for more painting tips, but not submarine tips. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit of this at the top again, just like I did last time. Yeah, why not? We want a nice organic look. I don't want that line right there, so I'm anti-line today. Today I'm voting no line. No line, all organic shapes. So we're going back to our navy, which is midnight blue. Okay, coat 2. Look at that. That's coat 2. I thought it would take 3 for sure, and it might in some spots, but for the most part, for this dark of a color, I am not mad about this at all. This is good news here. So right now I'm just going for coverage, okay? I will get the like blendy areas and things like that need to be blended better later. I will fine tune those, but right now I'm just going for coverage. I'm trying to get this bad boy painted. Okay, I'm trying to get it painted. So there's our other coat of midnight blue for now. Yes, I'm gonna do a third coat, mostly just because that will be like the blending coat where I blend in this green and stuff. So a little bit more midnight blue from the top, and I'll do the body of this in the same way. It'll just be the whole thing instead of just, you know, 3 drawer faces, but you can basically pretend like these are pushed in and I'm just making it all go together, because it will when I'm done with it. It will. Oh yes, it will. It will. Look at that. Just look at that. Kind of get that down in there where we need some shadowy stuff. Yeah, we need some right there. How about that? It's just paint. It won't hurt you. If you screw up, just paint it over again. That's my new song. Made it just for y'all. I'm not done still. So no, it's gonna be much darker, but my point in saying about the rain is that it's humid AF, and so this is gonna take forever to dry, I feel like. So we'll do a little bit more green. Then I'll probably have to hop off and let it dry because it's so humid, it's probably not gonna dry by itself just quickly. Yeah, it needs some time to dry, so I'm gonna do that. I'll probably stick a fan on it, go run some errands, and then my next coat is gonna just be, so what I just did, what you just saw me do on here, is gonna be exactly the same, except I'm gonna take a little bit more time. Like, see these spots where like the blue and the green kind of blend together, like around here, like around the edges, basically this kind of outline that we made. Around those edges, I'm going to be a little bit more mindful in how they blend together with the blue. So instead of just pouncing it on, leaving like that, on my next coat, I'll probably take my other brush, which is usually a drier brush. I like the big fat round ones for this. And I'll probably just kind of, you know, pounce around where those two colors meet while they're wet, obviously, while the colors are wet. And that way I can get where those colors meet, it will blend together a little bit better instead of just being like, hey, I'm blue, hey, I'm green, hey, we live beside each other. They're gonna blend together. They're gonna be much more demure. much more blended, much more mindful, and much more freaking almost done. Yeah, so there's that. Can you see my dazzling though aluminum? It's dazzling. Oh yeah, it's still wet. Normally my paint will have dried 3 times over by now, but it's so humid that it's still wet. So dazzling aluminum coming at you. One more coat of each color, blended mindfully around where they meet, and then it looks a little bright, right? I thought you said murky, lurky, dirty, under the sea mermaid. I did, and I meant that. So once this is all dry and the next coat's all dry, it'll still be fairly kind of Little Mermaid bright looking like this, but we're gonna add some black glaze and some mint color glaze to make it a little more Tim Burton rather than Disney, if you know what I'm saying. So that's next, but I'll hop off here and let it dry. Okay, I'm gonna let it dry. So I'm gonna say later, Gator, to the YouTube. Are you sure I want to stop? Yes, I'm sure.